going on, family? This is going to be, what do we call this?
We call this the Chicken Hawk and Foghorn Peace Summit.
I figured since it's a new year, and sometimes we have to spiritually learn of, you know, there's an apex of stress, and then it alleviates. And I figured now would be the time to be a better human being and seek forgiveness amongst friends. So there's been cataclysmic events that have happened personally in people's lives, and I felt it was time to set aside whatever a petty difference was and reach out as brothers and as friends, no matter who or what happened, you know, to try to have forgiveness. And that's probably going to be mostly what the topic of this video is about. So, you know, it's a lesson learned for other people who could probably be going through this too. So I figure that's why we do this.
You know, and the thing is that good friends are impossible or almost really hard to find. And if you can count your really good friends on one hand, you're fortunate.
Yeah.
You know, you really are.
Especially being me.
You know, we've had our differences. They were pretty damn petty.
And we're gonna get to the reason why it was unnecessary and didn't have to happen. So that way you guys can learn from this too.
And we're burning the sage because it's good luck.
Yeah, man.
You may not think so, but trust me, it is good luck.
What happened every time I burned sage before we went?
We had great days. And every time you didn't bring it, we had shitty days.
There's a reason for this.
It's spiritual. It's Johnny's connection to the earth.
Hey, man, the Most High created things for us to use. Might as well take advantage of it.
It works.
All right. So what's going to be their first topic?
I don't know.
Okay, let's start with the first one.
Yeah.
Life is too short to hold grudges.
Yes,
I'll let you start with this one.
You know, I tend not to be a grudgeful person unless someone has really seriously done me wrong, which Johnny has never really done me terribly wrong. Just we had, you know, disagreements. Yeah. And, you know, on directions, on, you know, techniques or whatever. And we have a tendency to, you know, lash out when you feel you're being attacked when you're probably not being attacked at all. And a lot of times when it gets to that point, sometimes what comes off as a joke or what is meant as a joke can be totally misconstrued. And, you know, one person gets butt hurt, and, you know, I get butt hurt pretty easy. Well,
it's just it catches, sometimes things like that catches people off on their off day. We don't know what's going on in their life or whatever, and we'll splurt out a joke, or, you know, because, you know, some guys they give each other a bad time, but it's actually in humor and in love. So sometimes you just catch a motherfucker on a bad day, and it happens, and we wish we could take it back. So, and that's the other thing too, is, you know, even when a joke is harsh or something, to try to address being friendly to each other on a different level, because you don't know what their day is like. Sometimes it's better just to take it in and see how their day's going before you start clowning, I guess.
Yeah.
That could be a thing to learn.
Plus, you know, a lot of times, you know, it might not be the two parties involved. It might be tension coming. Yeah, so what?
We'll get to that topic in a second.
Yeah, it'd be tension coming from others.
Yes, we'll get to that topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna give my opinion on that, and then on life is too short to hold grudges, and then we'll go to the next topic. I'm just gonna say life is too short to hold grudges because, be honest with you, man, you never know what time you're gonna leave this earth. We've all experienced death some shape or form in our life, and you don't want to leave this earth. You always wish you could have had that chance to, you know, at least mend things into a friendly type environment or a good vibe before you leave this earth, instead of being sour and then you kind of wish you had the wish I coulda type thing and it's too late. So it's always best to try to try to be the best human being you can, so if you depart from this earth and go beyond that, you'll at least know you departed with a clear conscience on both sides, so that at least there was a positive vibe when you departed, I guess you could say, more or less. So, anyways, let's see. It is righteous to have forgiveness. I'm gonna let you go why you think it's important. no matter what your religion is or whatever, why you feel it's good to seek forgiveness.
Well, when you're in a nutshell term, when you've been an asshole to someone, for no reason at all, you have to look inside yourself and say, why was I an asshole to this person? Or why was this person an asshole to me? And even if someone has done you seriously wrong, you should still forgive them. Because forgiveness is not always about forgiving the other person, it's about letting you move on. But hopefully, seeking forgiveness from a former friend or brother, it's like, okay, it's like, we don't hang out no more, we don't do this, and you miss your friends, and it's like, God, I wish I wouldn't have said what I said, I wish I wouldn't have done what I've done, and now that person hates my fucking guts, and it's like, I feel horrible, and even if that person is not willing to forgive you, it's important to ask forgiveness, so even if they don't forgive you, you're able to move on, and say, hey man, or girl, or whatever, I'm sorry, I hope you forgive me, and if you can't, I understand, but it's important for me to be able to ask for forgiveness for the shitty way I've treated you, or whatever, and and that's important. I mean, it's important for the other person, and it's also important for you.
It's self-healing too.
Yes, it's very self-healing. I've had a lot of people that have done me wrong, and believe it or not, I have forgiven them.
You have.
Not everybody, but for most people.
And I'm going to get to that. You mind if I cut in?
No, go ahead.
I'm not saying if somebody done something totally awful, no matter what it is, you should always forgive them, because this is your mind, your path, your heart. Whatever you feel you need to do is your opinion, or your process of healing or experiencing this life. So I can't say no matter what they do, you need to forgive them. But I understood that whatever me and Mitch had in the past was so petty that we needed to communicate with each other, because I felt that it was important to. Your travel may vary depending on the person and what the situation is, but I felt that it was important to, because it was petty, to sum it up, and I felt whatever our difference was petty, and we needed to just
very petty.
Yeah, it was. It was, and we're going to get to that reason why, righteous forgiveness. So remember, always try to seek forgiveness, because not only are you going to be judged for actions you do to others, but how you're able to forgive others and yourself. And I know a lot of society is self-loathing and hates themselves to a degree. We're all kind of feeling a little shitty in this country right now with what's going on. So even just something as little as this gives you just that little bit of energy of something positive to keep moving forward in this circus we call America right now. So,
yeah, it seems everybody hates everybody.
Oh, I'm telling you, 2016 was I think what's happening is like, the 2016 was like, you shake up a Coke bottle and
yeah.
This is like the residual, still the foam, like you set a Coke down and it busts and it's fizzing down. We're at that last stage where it's still overflowing, but it hadn't settled yet. So it's like we're on the apex and it might be coming down. Let's hope. I don't know yet.
I just love everyone just to move on.
Yeah.
Let's deal with the lot that we've been dealt with, and let's all just try to love each other a little bit more, even if we disagree.
Yeah. And then the other thing is discuss your differences civilly, as gentlemen, as There's ways of discussing differences without it being primal and turning to fights and having a short fuse. Just go to the point to where you two are able to address that you both want to seek forgiveness and that you both made mistakes. Instead of you did this, it should be more of I did this and I did this and I did this. That really does help squash the ego, because instead of pointing fingers, you're going to yourself and being true. And when they're able to perceive that truth, they are able to open up and express what they've done wrong too, and it makes it go a lot better. So when you do discuss what they've done that is, made you upset or something, you're able to not get it stirred up and like, still mad about it. You're like, yep. And then, you know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Plus, also, it's like, you piss me off and I want to kick your ass. You're not going to get anywhere.
That won't get anywhere, especially if you know the fucker's got a short fuse, and he likes to, it's flight or flight mode, you know. It's not good to do.
I mean, that's my problem. When people piss me off, I usually want to beat the hell out of them. But you know, it's like, even if that happens,
whatever, Mitch. Come on now.
you know, seriously.
I'm not wanting to kick everybody's ass I meet. I'm too damn small.
I am, but you know, it's like whatever. I'm too old.
Yeah, shit. I feel like I'm getting there too, man.
But you know, it's like, so if someone makes you mad and you kick their ass, does that really solve anything?
No, because
solve a fucking thing.
Even if whenever I got in fights and I felt like it was worth it, at the end I still felt like shit. I felt like they won. I allowed them to control my anger. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When it's words, it's like,
it's better just to walk away and give it time.
Now, I mean, if they come towards you and something like that, yeah. But I mean, when it's in a, you know, if they're not coming in your space and they're just spouting words, don't feed into their demons that wants a negative situation to happen. Because I know when anybody gets angry or upset or shit, you get that surge of like, you know, like something scary happens, or you feel like a fight's going down, or like the elephant just crashed in the room instead of slowly emerging. You get that surge of like, ugh, you get that feeling. When you emit aggression, physical aggression or something when there's no need to, you're feeding whatever the negative vibe, spirit, demon, you're feeding them that so that they can maintain a constant cycle of shittiness in this world.
And you're right, and they win at that point.
They win at that time, so you let them win, don't let them win. I mean,
you're best off just to walk away like I walked away from something.
Or to think about what's righteous to say before you say it, so that way, hopefully they can get a spark of the Most High in them and kick away whatever those demons are, or whatever negative energies, or whatever you want to call them, so. Okay, so that's the importance of discussing your differences civilly. And the other thing is while you're discussing it, you will come across other people with agendas.
Absolutely.
So do you want me to go over this, or do you want to?
I'll touch on it briefly. You know, when two people have a problem, usually other people get involved. And
because we're all guilty of it. We want to seek approval of our actions to others. You know, people do that. They'll try to get people
you
to
want
take their
justification for your anger.
And you automatically want sides. Everybody wants sides when somebody starts talking about it's my side, his side. You know, who you with all of a sudden.
And then it's drama. It's like, are you with me or are you against me? Are you with him?
It turns tribal, man. Amongst a subgroup, you know, it's a subculture, just like that, a negative subculture.
It's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, but I mean, and there are people that will take advantage of that situation of a conflict between two other people and try to use that to their advantage, which happens more often than you think.
Yeah. We should say advantage, we should more say agenda.
Yes.
You know?
Agenda.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to add to that is because when you start seeking for other people's approval, you don't know where their heart or their goal is to the whole. Because we're going to get over narcissists, but you got to be very careful of those people because they will portray a face or image to you to gain your trust so that you have somewhere to vent when you need to be venting to the Most High instead of another human being, and alter or manipulate that situation to benefit themselves, if that makes sense. So you always want to be cautious on people you can trust to speak to, and honestly, when you know that there might be back talk, that they might talk, no matter what, even if you know they got their side, honestly, every time it always ends up shitty somehow. You know, you either get that person in the middle, or they went in the middle to be the middle guy to better himself, or to just lean more towards the other person, and then it disappoints you that you thought you could trust them. See how there's many different areas that this could go.
You'd be surprised how grown men can resort to high school drama.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially in the gun community, and I'm gonna go over why men with firearms have to have balance. I'm going to go over that.
Because Mr. Miyagi said so?
No, you want me to just go ahead and say why?
Go ahead.
The thing is, I've noticed about the firearms community is you must imagine that there's a line in front of you, straight line, all right?
Firing line?
And you need to have
You
need to have your foot in front of your foot when you're walking on this line and teeter on it, steadfast and cautiously, to have balance in that middle, because on each end there's two spectrums of this situation. You can veer more towards one side and have too much ego, or you can veer way too left and it cause idolization of the, what's the word I could use? You know, it becomes a lust. The fire becomes a lust. You know what I'm saying? And it gives you a sense of false hope for protection. Like it makes you a man or a warrior. You know what I'm saying? It's because firearms are a great equalizer. It can help a 80-year-old, 100-pound elderly lady stop a guy built like a linebacker of a pro NFL team. It can stop him in his tracks dead and shit. So there's a lot of self-control you must have because of how much power is welded. So you have to be aware of consequence, and you have to be aware of ego on the other side. And too often and not, I've noticed certain people in our circles of life, especially with firearms, veered with both feet on each end, or one on one end and one on the other, and having too much ego because the firearm is a great neutralizer and they use it as, my horns are bigger. It's like a buck strutting with big horns. And then the other aspect is so much power and having respect amongst each other. So but you can't overly trust people too much. So you got to have that balance down the middle where you know that it wields power and it has consequence and it is a great neutralizer, but you need to have a level of professionalism and honor to go through that line without teetering on both sides.
And if you don't,
it causes problems.
The ego that the firearm might or could give you is really going to cloud your judgment.
Could give you a false sense of hope and security. It'll make you not think intellectually in critical situations.
It cause you to make a real bad decision.
Make a life-threatening decision because you didn't have balance. And think of those two things while going in line, thinking it'll protect me. You know.
For instance, Zimmerman should have stayed in his fucking car.
Well, I don't want to get on the whole Zimmerman. Yeah, Zimmerman's father was a 33rd degree Mason who was throwing out the signs when his son died because he sacrificed his son. But that's my channel. We're here to discuss this stuff right now.
I must have missed that one.
Oh, no, I can send it to you. Y'all think I'm crazy? He was on, what was it, some main TV show throwing up the sign. It's like, all right, we get it. You sacrifice your son for fame, just like the celebrities do. They all submit that to the devil. Anyway.